Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to go into a very fun topic for us. We're going to put on our GM hats, and we're going to say, should we keep them or should we go? Should I stay or should I go? That's what we're going to do today. Be a whole lot of fun. Happy with everybody rocking with us today. We appreciate each and every one of you. But before we get to all the things that we're going to do today, I got to bring in my main man, the man of steel himself, Kurt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, join the family. Subscribe to the channel. Join the membership program. So click on that little membership button and get some good information on becoming a member of the page. And as always, you can join us weekdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday for the premieres of our show. And you can chat with the staff of the show right there during the premieres. And if you want to get your comments right up front, you can do a super chat and comment on the video, share the videos, like the videos. All of that helps us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let's go.
Hello, well, we're back, everybody. This is going to be so much fun.
Yes,
here we go.
Yes.
Let's put in our GM hats. Should I stay or should I go? Let's start it. Okay. Should I stay or should I go? Our first guy today is Matt Prater. And he was up and down last year. You know, I know when we got this kicker, we had solved the problem of the kicker in Detroit. We had a little time there where the kicker was kind of a question mark. He's 36 years old. He's probably one of the worst seasons he's had in a long time. And he shouldn't be too pricey for Detroit. He says he wants to come back. Kurt, should I stay or should I go?
All right, here's Matt Prater. Up and down year. Missed 7 field goals. 21 to 28 for the year. Missed a couple of extra points this year as well. But I know we attributed that earlier. We talked about this during the season. With the new battery, you know, new holder, Jack Fox. Should he stay or should he go? 36 years old. Bring him back for one more year.
Bring him back for one more year. That's what Kurt says. One more year. This is tough because of Jack Fox. And Jack Fox just signed as like nobody, and he was the best punter in the whole league. So could we do that magic again? I don't know. I bring Prater back too. Bring him back. He should stay. Stay. One more year.
One more year. All right. Next up, we have unrestricted free agent safety, Duron Harmon. Duron Harmon is a locker room leader kind of guy you want to keep around. If you were going through a rebuild, someone to help produce a healthy culture in the locker room. Okay, but he played below par, didn't have a really great season. So, he's 30. So, Duron Harmon, does he stay or does he go, Jim?
He goes. He's terrible on the field. He can't cover anybody. Oh, man. I didn't like this guy at all this year. I thought he was going to be the deep safety help, and he was no help at all. He can't tackle. He practices social distancing when he's trying to tackle someone. I can't do this. He's got to go. I
agree with you 100%. He should go. I just wasn't impressed with him. You know, the moniker that he was, that Patriot way guy, and he was so good in New England. But here's my deal. The guy was a backup safety in New England. He played like a backup all year.
One more thing about Duron Harmon. If he's such a locker room leader and all this stuff, hire him as a coach, not a player. Because he certainly can't play.
Yeah, put him on the staff.
Put him on the staff. Why not? Okay, up next. Should he stay or should he go? Adrian Peterson, future Hall of Famer. He actually didn't do too bad for us. He finished pretty strong, but in the middle, I think he kind of waned a little bit. DeAndre Swift should be the back of the future, but if we get him for a good price, he should stay. That's
you think he should stay? You should think he should stay?
Now, Kurt,
you know what though?
Should he stay or should he go?
You know what? If he comes back for a decent price. Nope, he should go.
No,
he should go. He should go.
He's
Adrian Peterson should go. He's out of here. You know what? And I'll say this. I think he should go back to Minnesota and retire as a Viking.
Yep, that's a really good idea. Unless he's done playing, then maybe he can play for them for a year.
Yeah. Go back to Minnesota, play for a year, back up Dalvin Cook, and he should do one more year up there. But as far as the Lions, it's time to move on.
Okay, move on. Who's up next? Who should stay?
All right, last but certainly not least, we have the big fella, number 95. Now, he's a restricted free agent. Unlike the other guys, he has the club option. He's a $900,000 cap hit this year. So, but other teams can match the $900,000, which they probably will. So he led the Lions in sacks this year. He was definitely the Lions' most improved player of the year. Coming off a 7.5 sacks to 10 sack season, was in the top 10 among defensive end edge rushers in the league. So, and guess what? He's only 25. I didn't know that. He's only 25 years old. He's a young fella.
Wow.
He's a young fella. So, Romeo Okwara, do you keep him or let him ride? Does he stay or does he go?
He stays. What are you kidding me? He stays. He's 25 years old. He led the team in sacks. His brother is on the team and signed. I say we throw him an extension.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's going to maximize his value in Detroit. I think he gets another contract. We extend him out. Like I said, he's on a 1-year deal right now, and other teams can match that $900,000, which they will obviously do because of the back of his production. He's long, he's lanky, and he has good bend. I really like Romeo Okwara, and if we can get half of what we get out of him, out of his little brother, we're going to have a good tandem with the Okwara brothers in Detroit for a while.
Definitely. We talked about some of these guys yesterday, but we didn't really say if we're going to include them in our should we stay or should we go. Danny Shelton.
Danny Shelton, stay or go. You keep Danny Shelton. I'm sorry. With the 3-3-5 we're looking at, we definitely keep Danny Shelton. Just that he's a big mauler inside. He can definitely stack up some good tackles in the run game. I like Danny Shelton. I believe he stays.
When he's healthy, he moves. He moves the entire pile.
People. He's
got to stay.
Mover.
He's a keeper. We keep him.
He's a keeper. He's still on the contract too.
He stays.
Next up, the guy who signed a little deal. We know we got to let this guy go, but we should say his name anyway. Christian Jones.
Christian Jones. You out of here.
He gone.
He gone.
He gone. He got to go. Next to go, Justin Coleman. Ooh, okay, what you got?
Yeah, his cap hit's going to be $11 million for basically nothing. He was out of position, but now he's out of the Lions. You're out of here. Bye.
Justin Coleman has to. You know what though? I think he should stay.
I think he should stay.
I think he would be good under.
I got 11 million reasons why he should go.
I think the reason I say that,
we're not going to win anything anyway.
I think he will be good under Aubrey Pleasant. I think Aubrey Pleasant and a coach like Aubrey Pleasant and Aaron Glick can get the best out of Justin Coleman.
I'm looking at drafting somebody for the spot.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of the $11 million. Getting somebody young in here, and we're going to get rid of him. Goodbye.
Okay. All right. So next up, we have the outlaw. You know who he is. Jesse James.
Jesse James.
Should he stay or should he go? You know what I'm going to do. Hey, man, you got to get the hook. You out of here. Jesse James, you can head back to the Wild West, brother. You did not contribute to the Lions and whatsoever. For the money we paid for him, like you said for Justin Coleman, he just didn't produce. It wasn't the same Jesse James we saw in Pittsburgh, in Detroit.
No, you're out of here. Goodbye, Jesse James. Go back to the Wild, Wild West. That is way too big of a contract for you. You did not earn it. Speaking of not earning it, our next up is Nick Williams. Lions can save $4.7 million, so there's 4.7 million reasons to get rid of this guy. The 1 year he did have good was in Chicago, and that was an aberration, I think. You're gone. Goodbye.
Yeah, Nick Williams got to go. It just doesn't fit the system with a 3-3-5. We have Pinacini and Shelton already, so I think we have that technique already solidified with those two young guys. So Nick Williams, head back to Chicago. I don't know.
I'm not mad at you.
You got holla at me across Lake Michigan, but you don't need to be in Detroit.
What a fun segment. That was hilarious and
that
fun.
Was so much
guys,
fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. Right now, we're going to go to Kurt for some news, and then we're going to go to our news and rumors right after that.
Hey, you know who we are. We're Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, if you can't check out our show on YouTube, you can download the audio version of our show from Spotify. You can go over to bellyupsports.com. You know we over there on Belly Up. Hey, go over to that website and check us out over there on our page. And you can check out a myriad of other podcasts. You have tons of content over there. Podcasts, you have articles, a bunch of stuff over there. You can go over there and check out us at bellyupsports.com. And if you want to listen to those audio podcasts on some quality headphones, you can click the link down below in the description for some discount prices on some Skull Candy headphones. They have quality products over there at Skull Candy, and a proceed for the sales on that link, a portion of them go to help us grow this show. And you know we want to do it for you out there. So go over there and help us out and get yourself some Skull Candy headphones. Jim, what you got first in the news and rumors?
And the top news and rumors today tell me something I didn't know. Lions tied for worst odds to win the Super Bowl next season. Really? This is the dumbest thing. William Hill Sportsbook has the Lions tied with the New York Jets and the Houston Texans as 10,000 to 1 long shots. Guess what? I'm putting my bet on now. No, I'm kidding. Put that $100 on there, and if we happen to shock the world and make that Super Bowl, you will be a wealthy man. But I'm thinking you're going to lose $100. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I would not bet on the Lions being in the Super Bowl next year. And it's not that I don't want them to win. No. Of course you want them to win. But it's just not going to happen. They ain't going to make the Super Bowl. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. All right, next up, we have Quintez Cephus grants a wish of 10-year-old battling terminal cancer. All right, Detroit Lions receiver Quintez Cephus headed down south to Georgia, his hometown, to fulfill the little boy's wish. One of 10-year-olds, Aiden Rozier's biggest wishes was to meet a real-life NFL player. On Sunday afternoon, he got his wish when Cephus stopped by to visit him. The fifth grader battling terminal cancer, reports Marvin James of 13 WMAZ in Georgia. Cephus was a star wide receiver for Stafford Academy in Macon, Georgia, near where the little boy lives in Warren Robins. Boy, those names in Georgia, boy. I know a guy. He's from Ben Hill County. That's where he's from. I said, "What city?" He said, "The county." All right. Aiden smiles and put smiles on other people's faces despite all of his adversity he's going through. That's something special. I carry myself through all the adversity I've been through. God has placed me in this position, and it's only the right thing to do is pay it forward. But as Quintez Cephus said, via the 13 WMAZ, that's big, you know. Yeah. And that's not the first time. He's had stories like that when he was even in college in Wisconsin. He's always kind of that pay it forward type of guy.
Yeah, he is. And that story to me is exactly why we do this, and exactly why the Lions, even though they haven't been real successful, they've been successful off the field and helping people and doing a lot of things for the community and all that. I really do think the Lions have a good organization in that respect. Okay, up next, some not so good news, I guess. I don't know. Marvin Jones appears to be interested in reuniting with Matthew Stafford, as a lot of people around the league seem to be. although he's terrible and needed to be gotten rid of here. Anyway, I'm going to say that until I die, I swear.
Yeah, you are.
Matthew Stafford might not be the only longtime member of the Detroit Lions to make the move to Los Angeles Rams this offseason. It seems wide receiver Marvin Jones is keen on the idea of reuniting with his quarterback in Los Angeles. Jones is an unrestricted free agent this offseason, and after leading the Lions in receptions, 76, he caught 289 passes for 4,296 yards and 36 touchdowns in 5 impressive years with Detroit. You know what?
Yeah,
that was one of the big guys that when we picked him up was when Calvin Johnson left. And I don't care where he goes now. He did his thing in Detroit. We do need to appreciate him for what he did, because those are shoes you can't fill because they're too big. But I'm serious.
Did. I mean, he really did. He really did a very good job. If you would, and we won't even talk about the robbery of this last the last game of Marvin Jones, but
yeah,
I really like Marvin Jones in Detroit, and it makes sense. He's a Southern California guy. Yeah, he's from Southern California, so he's got a home there. So it makes sense for him to want to go home and play in his home state of California.
Yeah, totally agree.
Makes sense. And he's going to go there with a quarterback he's familiar with. So that makes all the difference in the world.
Numbers with too.
Yeah, and he could be a good veteran presence in the locker room as well.
Him and those other guys out there.
Yeah, they got some really good receivers already, Moses. Man. Yeah, and that gives them
that's going to be a good team.
That's going to be a really good team. All right. Last but not least, we have Packers will hire ex-Lions coach Joe Barry as their new defensive coordinator. Lions fans may remember Barry, though he probably not fondly. He was a defensive coordinator in Detroit in 2007, 2008. He had the Patricia defenses. They finished last in the league in both years and 32nd. And that was the record defense that we broke this year as far as how bad it was. So
I'm so thankful that the Packers picked him up.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Hey, after leaving Detroit, Barry took over the defense at Washington in 2015, 2016. He defenses finished 28th in yards allowed in both seasons. Has been a linebackers coach and the assistant head coach for the Los Angeles Rams since 2016 out there with Sean McVay.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are the Packers finally getting dumb here? Does this look stupid to you?
I just don't see the attractiveness of hiring this guy.
Well, he's consistent at least.
Yeah.
He's like last in the league every time he comes.
Yeah.
If he's last in the league in defense this year coming up, we have a shot. You never know.
Man, hey, sign him up.
It's not always, look at the NFC least. It's not always how good your team is. It's how good the competition is.
Yeah, sometimes, I'm not really looking at this as a really good. You know what, though? He could turn it around, but I hope not. But that is an interesting hire by the powers to be in Green Bay. I just don't see. Hey, he might turn it around. I don't know. Their defense. Their defense was good this year, but it wasn't great. And maybe he can bring some of the Los Angeles Rams success to the Packers. I hope not.
Yeah. We said that at the same time.
Yeah.
See, we are in sync here on this show.
Yeah, definitely. But that is our news and rumors. Hey, it's time to get into your comments from yesterday's show with the comment cards. Jim, you up first.
Yeah, King SJ. He's a friend of the show. All these guys are friends of the show today. It's good to hear those kind of comments from Calvin about things moving in the right direction to mend fences in their relationship. Up until then, I only remember Calvin giving negative feedback on that situation. Me too. He kept shooting down the fact that Rod Wood had talked to him. He kept it real. I'm going to tell you the truth. He kept it real. He's like, no, they ain't talked to me at all.
He kept it 100 for real.
But now it looks like they're on the way to mending fences. I think by the time the induction ceremony happens, I think that he'll be a Lion. I mean, I do. I believe that they are going to mend fences.
I think that
it is not out of the realm of possibility that he helps somewhere on the staff. I totally believe that. I think he's coming back on the staff somewhere.
Yeah. And the thing is that if you listen to his the end part of his video where he got his induction notification from Dave Baker. He said, he hadn't even watched football until recently, where he was just so disconnected from the game. He was really looking at, what he wanted to do in his entrepreneurial ventures. But now he's, kind of getting back into the game. Yep. And if you bring him back into the game, you could bring him back into the fold. You notice they haven't filled that wide receiver coach hasn't been filled.
That's what I thought
for the Lions.
I really thought the same thing.
It's a pipe dream, but I really wish that he would definitely come back to do that. And who better to learn from than a Hall of Fame wide receiver?
The only question I would have about Calvin Johnson being the coach is you can't teach size and you can't teach speed.
Right, but
those things he was a freak of nature. And I don't know if that's something teachable. But you know what, though? He actually, to be honest with you, he was a good route runner as well. Yes. He just didn't allow his size. He worked. So, he was definitely a good he worked so tirelessly. That's good for our organization, too.
And you would put him in that position to teach those young guys how to run routes, how to use their body. And, it would just be good. And the really good thing is that he is a former teammate of Dan Campbell.
So
he was here. They played together in Detroit. So, he knows Megatron so well. All right. Next one, we have Chuck Forget. What a dominant performance in the trenches on both sides of the ball by the Bucs. Trusted Lions will take that on as part of their persona. A huge shout out to Calvin and also all those involved in mending fences here. Come on, 2021. Thanks, guys.
That's another thing about Sheila. The difference between Sheila and the other people. Sheila reached out to Calvin. It was like, no, I'm taking this on. Rod Wood had reached out and all this, but no, it had to be her. And they sat down, had conversations. And I think that, I don't know what it is about Sheila, but I can tell you this much. She gets respect from all the players, from all the coaches that I've seen on there. It was Dan Campbell who said that I talked to Sheila and I was sold. And that was the same thing that Holmes said too.
Yeah. And I think if you kind of look at it, the fan base was like, all right, Sheila, you're supposed to be doing these things and you're supposed to be doing that. And she kind of sat back and evaluated. She was like, okay, I'm going to sit back and look at what we have. She evaluated Patricia. She gave him enough rope to really hang himself. And once he did, she was like, all right, you got to go. And she's been flipping this staff and coaching staff and front office staff. She's been flipping them around and making some moves. Hopefully everything pans out, but she didn't seem like the same old forward leadership. And someone asked me a question about why do you think that she took over the team and not her brother, William Clay Ford Jr.? I said, most likely would have had the same thing over and over again if he'd have took over as he'd have done the same thing his father would have did. He would have just been like, But she's coming in and she's running this team like a business. She's creating committees and think tanks. So I like the way she's running it. And she's a hands-on leader, especially getting involved in this Calvin Johnson thing so we can get this thing settled and get him back in Ford Field in the Honolulu blue and silver. All right. What you got next one, man?
I got 3-2 Plinkster, 32 Plinkster Santa. Okay.
Whoa, Santa.
I'm really tired of this story. It has zero to do with the success or failure of the team going forward. And I would beg to differ with that. I don't believe that at all. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I'll tell you why in a minute. That guy caused the problem with Calvin. Isn't even part of the team anymore. He isn't even employed by the team anymore. Just stop. Well, I guess some said it was Rod Wood, but Quinn was the GM and controlled the personnel. This is why I don't think your take is correct. I'm just going to tell you flat out. Love the comment, but I don't agree with it. Does it have to do with success or failure? Yes. It's how we treat players. It's how free agents view this team going forward. It's how people in the organization view this team. And it's how the national media looks at this team. Everybody looks at this team as a dumpster fire. And everybody, even Richard Sherman last year commented that he wouldn't want to go to Detroit. Rob Gronkowski would rather retire than be traded to Detroit. You know, when we were getting snacks, He was like, is there any way I can get out of this deal? I don't want to go to Detroit. Okay, what is the common denominator? We don't treat our players well. We don't do good things by him. Does that have zero to do with the success or failure of the team? It absolutely has to do with it.
Yep.
The guy that caused the problem, what do you mean the guy that caused the problem? Calvin Johnson has stated the problem. The organization, whoever it is right now, needs to mend the fences so that it's a bad look on the organization. And that's why it's a story, and that's why we ran.
Yeah, definitely. You want to look at that as a referendum on how the team treats their current and former players. Yep. You know, Calvin did everything in his power to bring success to Detroit. The guy played injured most of the back part of his career, where he only just practiced one day a week, the walkthrough, and then played on Sunday. You look at the numbers. The guy has a Hall of Fame career. 9 years, he went to the Pro Bowl 6 times. He was All-Pro 3 times. The guy only played on 2 winning teams his whole career, and he still was a first ballot Hall of Famer. And you want to talk about he's part of the problem? Come on, man, you got to come better than that one.
Yeah,
you can't sell me that he's part of the problem,
right?
And he did all that, and his parting gift was, we need to take some of their money back from your contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was hurt on both sides. Calvin retires early and leaves the team in a pretty screwed position. And then also, you have the Lions here said, give me some of that money back as you leave. So there's a big thing there. So what else you got? We got another one, and that's it for comment cards.
You can call me Funk. Has the last one. Calvin has no other team to represent. He's going in as a Lion no matter what. Do not give the pothead the money he did not earn. Come on, man. You can call me Funk. You got to come better than that, man. That dude earned every dollar that he did in Detroit and then some.
Being that good and only 2 winning seasons because of a crappy organization. That guy could have won Super Bowls in other places, and he stayed here.
He earned. They should have gave him more money out the door like they did in Indianapolis, and had given Andrew Luck $6 million out the gate.
And he has no other team to represent. He could go in neutral, wear a cap that has nothing, that has a Hall of Fame cap, and go in as himself. Yeah. What do you mean he has no other team to represent? He could just represent himself and forget the Lions.
Yep.
Definitely could do that, I mean, I'm just saying.
Because his butts, won't have but what this display where he has him, he could just have, this neutral display of just Calvin Johnson, and we don't want that. You want him in the Honolulu blue and silver. So
that's right.
Your take, and I'm not saying that, you have your own opinion, you have your own take, but for someone who had the blood, sweat, and tears that he shed on the field for the Detroit Lions, especially on some horrific teams, come on, man. He earned every bit and then some.
Every bit. I agree with that. Going to the question of the day now. Who do you keep and who do you let walk? Put on your GM hat. Put it down in the comments below. Who do you keep out of these people and who do you let walk? And if we missed anybody, go ahead and put it in the comment section. We'll probably cover it tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
And now my favorite time of the show, we're going to come to the dessert with Kurt.
All right. Speaking of Calvin Johnson, let's just touch on some of his former teammates and what they had to say about Calvin Johnson when he got his acceptance to the Hall of Fame, or his notification on Saturday. Nate Burleson, Hall of Fame player, an even better man. Your NFL legacy is now stamped with the highest honor. Congrats, bro. He said, Lions blood forever. Dan Orlovsky says, congratulations to Calvin Johnson. So deserving. Never been around a player more talented and that worked harder. Wow, that's pretty big. Darius Slade, congrats, Calvin. Appreciate you helping me become the player I needed to be. Eric Ebron just said Megatron. And then one of my favorite players ever to play in Detroit recently was Nino Quandre Diggs. Yeah. Big congrats to Calvin Johnson, first ballot Hall of Famer. You deserve it, bro. I mean, you look at all of these ex-players coming out and saying that, congratulations to Calvin Johnson. And one guy who did not play with Calvin Johnson is Herman Moore. He said, well-deserved, Calvin Johnson. It wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when. Congratulations on your selection. So,
and Herman Moore needs to be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, as well.
Yeah, he has to, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people didn't think he was going to go in because of his numbers, because he didn't play a long career. And Herman Moore, he played a little longer. He had comparable numbers, but he's not in. And you look at that, he should be. Hopefully he can go in on the senior committee soon. Herman Moore was a talented wide receiver.
A beast for his day. He was a beast for his day.
And, but congratulations again, Calvin Johnson. And hopefully, like we said yesterday, Sheila Ford-Hamp and those guys in the Detroit Lions leadership can mend that fence and make him part of the organization once again.
Hey, everybody, if you have not subscribed to the channel, become part of the family here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when another awesome episode of Detroit Lions on the Prowl is coming your way. The other thing you can do for us is if you could get some of the Skull Candy headphones in the thing, that proceeds goes to us. If you need headphones anyway, if you're going to go out and get yourself a pair of headphones, just snatch that link at the bottom and get them through us, and that will help us and have you support the show. We really appreciate that, by the way.
Yes, thank you very much. Hey, you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, like my man Jim said, subscribe to the channel. Join the family, like the video, share the videos, comment on the videos. All of this helps us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And go over to bellyupsports.com and check out the audio version of our show. If you cannot catch us during the premieres, which are 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on our channel, you can chat right there with the staff of the show. And you can get your comments right up front with a super chat. You can go over there and check out the audio version of our show on bellyupsports.com and Spotify. It is definitely worth taking a listen if you can't watch it on YouTube. Hey, we really appreciate you checking out the show today. We had some fun. Should they stay? Should they go? We'll see in the upcoming weeks, because guess what? The league year is right around the corner. So, hey, as you go about your day, whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you could be. From my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.